Hey guys, welcome to Game 3 of World Chess Championship 2010. This World Chess Championship is played between Topalov and Anand and Topalov. This is Game 3, the score is 1-1 and let's see what happens in Game 3. Topalov has white pieces and Anand has black pieces. Topalov opens with d4 and we have d5 on the board. We have c4 and now c6. This is the Queen's Gambit declined line, which turns into a Slav defense. We have knight to f3 and knight to f6, both developing moves with the knight. We have knight to c3, now putting some more pressure on this d5 pawn, and we have d captures c4. Again, it's a pretty weak pawn here. You're soon going to capture it. You don't have to rush and capture it immediately. So first we have a4. Developing moves, and bishop to f5. We have knight to e5 and now e6, trying to solidify the position. Eventually you will get rid of this knight here and you don't have to worry about this knight jumping into any of these squares. You have f3 and now c5. Here, this is an interesting position, and if you guys want, you can just pause the video and instead of playing c5, imagine what would have happened if you wanted to play something else like bishop to b4 and see what happens. So I'm going to show you, and if you guys found this line, it doesn't really give you an advantage or anything, but it's just a wonderful line to show. After bishop to b4, we get e4. Now attacking this piece, you pin my knight, I'm going to attack your bishop. We get bishop takes e4 and f takes e4. We get knight takes e4, so that's 2 pawns for the price of 1 bishop. And now bishop to d2, developing move. We get queen takes d4, now this is the 3rd pawn for the price of 1 bishop. And we have knight takes e4. We get queen takes e4 with check, and we have queen to e2. Just defending. And if you look at this position, even though black is down one entire piece, minor piece, that is 1 bishop, he got 3 pawns for that bishop, and the game could continue. You could capture here, you could get the queens off the board, and it should all be fine after bishop takes d2 with check. We have king takes d2, now queen to d5 check, and king to c2. Again, if you wanted, you could even get the queens off the board, and this is heading towards a dead draw. But now this was played, Anand tries to stay away from any such sacrifices because this is a World Chess Championship. He doesn't want to risk anything. So after f3, we get c5, solidifying move. And if you capture, bishop is going to capture here on c5, and you develop a bishop. It's all well and good. So after c5, we get e4, now attacking this piece anyway, and now bishop to g6, just pushing the bishop back. We get bishop to e3, developing move, and c takes d4. Now attacking both of these pieces, but you don't really have to worry because you could capture it. It's not an issue. Queen takes d4, now we have queen takes d4, this gets the queens off the board. Bishop takes d4, and now knight f to d7, going back and now finally wants to exchange this piece off and have a quiet game. We have knight takes d7, white says, okay, I'm not going to allow you to take capture here, capture here, but I am going to capture instead. And we have knight to d7. Anand says that's fine, I'll just develop my second knight and bring that into the game. And this is where Topalov went into a slight thought on what to do next because he wanted to get a good win. I mean, that's why he was playing these teams with the white pieces, and you don't really want to draw, you want to push for a win with white pieces. So he was like, okay, bishop captures c4 is my best move, and that's what I'm going to play. Now we have a6. We have rook to c1 and rook to g8, all developing moves, getting out of this nasty diagonal. Finally, you can move this this piece and try to push on the king side. We have h4 and h6, stopping any ideas that white might have. You can also hide this bishop back here in the corner, on h7 square, and all is well and good. King to e2, getting the king into the game, and we have bishop to d6, again developing the bishop. We get h5, now pushing this piece back, and we get bishop to h7, hiding it in the corner. Is nothing, no threats here. We have a5, and now we get king to e7, getting the king into the game. We get knight to a4, and there is not much of a plan here. Once you get this bishop out of the way, we can have some exchanges on this c5 square, and it's heading to a draw. So we get f6, trying to push this pawn and trying to create some weaknesses here in the center. We have b4 now, again attacking the center, trying to get some more control. Right now there are three pieces that are controlling the center, this c5 square, and we just have two pieces from the black that are also controlling it. So there's something about to happen there. That's what it feels like. And now this is a good position. If you want to pause the video, try to find a continuation for black and keep the game to a draw. You should play rook g to c8 and just try to maintain the pressure, maintain the pressure and the support on this c file, and there's nothing to do here. Also, an interesting way is if you go after this pawn here that's hanging. Let's see what happens. Bishop takes b4. Now you get rook to b1, attacking this bishop and indirectly attacking this piece here. Now you can also capture the a pawn. Bishop takes a pawn, a5, and we have knight to c5. Now attacking this knight and attacking this piece twice. We get b5, trying to create some weaknesses, and we get bishop captures c6. You cannot capture it with the king since it's already protected. And if you try to eliminate the defender of this piece, you're just going to get bishop captures here, and that's what could have been played. Knight captures c5, bishop captures g8, bishop captures g8, and bishop captures c5 with check. If you look at this material, it's you have one extra rook on the white side, but it's still a dead draw from here. So Anand did not want to go into any complications, not allow Topalov to have two rooks, so he decided rook g to c8. We have bishop to c5, and now bishop takes c5, b takes c5, and rook to c7. Just simply defending everything. Now he wants to bring the second rook on the c file and get some control on this file. We have knight b6, knight to b6, attacking this piece here and attacking this rook. Also, the rook cannot come here now to c8 because that square is also attacked. So we have rook to d8 instead. If you capture my knight, I'm just going to put my rook here, and it's all well and good. So that's exactly what happens. Knight takes d7, rook d takes d7, and we have bishop to d3. Just now providing more support to this pawn. We have bishop to g8, again providing more support to this pawn and getting it on a... Once this pawn moves, this is a nicer diagonal to put your bishop on, which is why he just played bishop to g8. We have c6 and rook to d6. Also a possibility was rook takes e6 immediately, capturing with the rook, and once you exchange some rooks off, we get rook captures c6, b captures c6, and now even b captures a6. So you help eliminate this pawn, but it's not really an issue because after rook to a7, you get bishop to c4, you have to move out of the way, and now you cannot defend, you don't have enough time to defend this a5 pawn, and rook captures a5. Now you have your own passed pawn, so you can finally start pushing it, but it's not clear how this bishop is going to move. This king can come to support, and this rook is again going to occupy the c5. It's not much you can do about that either. So none of that was played. After c6 we have rook to d6. Now if you capture, this pawn here on a6 is defended nicely. And Anand immediately blitzed out this move as he was expecting it. We get c captures b7, rook captures b7, and now rook to c3. We have bishop to f7, going after this pawn if this rook moves here. So for the moment this rook on h1 has to stay put, and he has to keep an eye on this h5 pawn. We get king to e3 and bishop to e8. Putting it on a better diagonal, now it can move, it is free to move in any direction it wants to keep the pressure here on this pawn, or move along this file and try to occupy one of these squares. Again, it's just a waiting move. There is nothing either of the sides can do here because this is leading towards a dead draw. We get g4, now supporting this. Finally this rook here from h1 can move, and we get e5, closing down the center and asking white, what do you want to do? We get rook h to c1, finally getting this rook into the game, and now we get bishop to d7. Once this pawn is protected, there is no reason to keep the bishop on this diagonal anymore, and he can just get to a better square from here. We have rook to c5, just a plain waiting rook move, and we have bishop to d5. Now hoping to have some more exchanges, again leading to a draw. Bishop captures b5, a captures b5, and now rook to b1, going after this nice piece here, this nice pawn here, but your pawn again is not defended, so that's going to fall also. We have b4 first, not allowing this captures to come with a threat of having a passed pawn. So rook to b3, not allowing this pawn to be pushed any further. We have rook to a6, now going after this pawn. If you move your rook, I'm going after your a pawn. Sure, you can grab my b pawn, and then it's going to be equal. So king to d3, trying to get king into the game. We have rook b to a7, rook b to a7, getting this rook, and now finally you're going to capture no matter what. Rook captures b4, rook captures a5, rook captures a5, and rook captures a5. And look at this position, completely a drawn game, exactly the same pawn, same number of pawns, you just have one rook each, and no scope for improvement in either of these positions, or in these sides. We have rook to b7 check, and king to f8. Once this king to f8 was played, after this position was played out, Topalov, he called the arbiter. He called them closer to the board, and he asked him to review the game because he knew what was going to happen next. He knew that the players have not said it but agreed to a draw, and they just wanted to play it out. And the main reason why they didn't say it to each other was because Topalov, if you remember my first video, which I am going to put a link in this description, so if you have not watched that, please watch that video as well. And Topalov was the one who said, I'm going to play by Sophia rules, which means neither of the player is allowed to offer a draw to the opponent. Which is why he called the arbiter and asked him to watch the game. Once arbiter arrived, both the players just played out the next few moves quickly, and a draw was agreed. We have king to e2, and now rook to a2 check, king to e3, rook to a3 check, king to f2, rook to a2 check, king to e3, rook to a3 check, king to f2, rook to a2 check, king to e3, and rook to a3 check. After king to f2, finally after this threefold repetition move, and after so many checks, threefold repetition was achieved, and both the players Topalov actually was the one who claimed the draw here. And there was nothing either side could do. So they agreed to a draw, and I'm sorry I could not paste any pictures of game 3 because both the players did not even shake hands. There was no issues as such, it's just that both were involved in the game and that's all they wanted to do. So this is game 3. Now the score stands 1.5 point on either side, with Topalov 1.5 and Anand 1.5. And hope you enjoyed this. Even though it was just a draw game, there were a lot of tactics involved, so hope you guys enjoyed this video. And that's it from me. Now, see you next time.